Hello, FIDE parents, and welcome to this short video where we are going to go over our new Heart and Soul lessons packet. All right, and on this specific packet, we're going through our K through 5th grade lesson on confession. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. First thing you're going to see on the front page, if you're following along with me, is this basically what's included in the unit page. All right, so obviously you're watching this overview video. So you're watching the video, so you obviously have found the QR code or have accessed it in some other way. All right. But anyway, so in each lesson packet, there's going to be 3 lessons. All right. Each lesson is probably going to be about 20 to 25 minutes. So it's pretty short. And there's 3 lessons only for the whole month. So go ahead and take your time doing it. There's no need to rush. If you want to do it fast, go ahead and do that too. All right. It depends on you and your family. So there is no like, oh, I need to get this done by next week. No, I mean there's 3 lessons that are 20 minutes. So, take your time throughout the whole month to try to get these lessons done. Again, depends on you and your family. So if you have a kid who, processes things a little slower, it's fine. Take your time and make sure you get the stuff down so that he can understand it. All right. Or if you have a kid who processes things really fast, go ahead and move at the pace that he or she can retain the information better. All right. So go ahead and do that. Each lesson will have a variety of either videos, activities, hands-on activities. It'll also have some Bible studies, all right, in there that are age appropriate. At the end of each unit, all right. So at the end of each, after the 3 lessons, there will be a comprehensive assessment, all right, which you can do at your own time as well. All right. This is not a test. This is just so you can see how much your kid knows and has retained. And if they haven't retained all of it, go back and talk about it more. All right. So go ahead and take your time to understand this topic. And again, this is not a race. This is not a grade. There's nothing going on here. This is for the sake of knowing the stuff. All right. And you'll also find a part where it says dive deeper. All right. And those are places where let's say you did go through the lesson really fast, right? And you do want to teach your kid a little bit more or have a little bit more material to give them. There's some additional stuff you can show them or do with them. All right. So that's at the bottom of each lesson. You'll find a dive deeper section. All right. Let's go to the next page, and I'm only going to go over lesson 1 today because lesson 2 and lesson 3 are pretty much exactly the same. All right. Just different topics. All right. All right. So if you go to the second page, you'll see this page, which shows the symbols that will be on the top of each lesson, mini lesson within the lesson, right? So you'll have a discussion symbol, which shows that, okay, you are actually asking your kids questions, you're having a conversation with your children about the topic, right? So that's going to be more vocal, all right? The do symbol, all right, that's when you're doing a hands-on activity, all right? It's something that you're going to be doing with your kids to help them process what it is they're learning. Watch, obviously, the video, all right, that will be shown. Sometimes there will be discussion questions afterwards, sometimes there won't, just depends on the video. And then there'll be a create, which is a craft, all right, so it's making a something material so they can interiorize what it is they have learned. All right, and obviously the diving deeper section there. All right, so let's go over lesson 1 real quick, just so you know what's going on in each lesson. Each lesson starts with an objective, all right. For confession, what it's going to be is lesson 1 is going to be on sin itself, right? What is sin? Lesson 2 is going to be on mortal and venial sin, so to distinguish, between what is more serious and what is less serious sin, right? And what needs to be confessed. And then the last section is on confession itself. So how do I get rid of the sin that I have now learned about? All right. So that's the overall overview of the lessons. All right. So let's go ahead and look at lesson 1 real quick. So the objectives are there. So your kids should be able to know what sin is, different types, different ways you can sin, and the effects that sin has on you. All right. Supplies. There's a supply section, so it'll tell you what you need for this section. All right. Make sure you have access to form. There's instructions there at the bottom of the page on how to access form. It's free for us and everyone in the parish, so go ahead and utilize that as much as possible. Then you'll go right into the learning sessions, right? So first thing you see there is a discussion, kind of see where your kid is on the topic. Then you'll watch a video that kind of explains the topic you're talking about, all right? So this is a Brother Francis video that you'll find on form, so make sure you have access to form again. So you can watch that video, and in that video it'll explain what sin is. Then you'll have a do, which is a lot of times the do's will be Bible studies, but they'll be interactive Bible studies, so you can act them out. If you are shy and don't want to act out, go ahead and email me and I can send you maybe a video of someone else acting out the video. But it'll be good for you to act out with your kids because they can see you doing it, engaging in the project, and see like, okay, this is important to my parents, so therefore I should be doing it too. All right. Then you'll have a discussion. This kind of goes over that. The create one is what I really want to go over. So pre-K will have a the fall coloring page. All right. So as they're coloring through the page, they're visualizing like this event that happened. All right, in our salvation history. And during that time, you can explain to them what's going on. All right. So they see the image, but maybe they need a little bit more explanation of what's going on. So it's a good time to explain, like, here's where original sin came in, all right? And that original sin led to us in our brokenness from God, which is why we have a desire to sin now, is because of that brokenness we have from God from the beginning, which we inherit from all of our parents, all right? And you can explain that to your kids in your own words. If you need help with that, feel free to call me again. All right, for the older kids, 1st through 5th grade, you can do the narrow path activity, which is making a line on the floor with yarn, but you can really use tape too if you want, whatever works easiest. And they're going to try to walk in a straight line, and they're going to do that several times without anything, and then eventually you're going to start adding books onto each side, which makes it harder and harder to stay on the narrow path. All right? And that's sin. That represents sin. So sin makes it hard for us to stay on the path towards heaven. All right? So it's a fun activity, but also one that it's a learning experience for the kids to understand, what sin actually does to us. All right, and then you'll find a discussion section there, and then at the end, of course, you'll find a diving deeper section. And after that, and we go to lesson 2. All right, and lesson 3, again, like I said, those are pretty much same format, just different topics. Last thing I wanted to go over is the end of unit assessment, which is at the back. So you'll see this at the back of the unit, and what it is a series of questions and answers. The questions will be in black, and the answers for those questions will be in green. So you'll have this in your hand. Your kids won't see it. So you'll ask your kids, for example, hey, can you tell me what sin is? All right, and you have the answer right here where it says it's offense against God and neighbor. All right, so help them understand that if they don't get it. Again, take your time. All right, and then the last thing you'll have here, which is the bonus, all right, is a family challenge, all right? Something that, like, you can manifest now as a family. Now that you know this whole topic, like, what sin is, different levels of sin, and you know how to get rid of that sin now, all right, through confession, all right? Maybe now go to confession as a family, all right? So they can see, like, okay, this is how this all works, all right? And now we're going to manifest what we just learned, all right? So that's what family challenges will be like. It'll be putting into practice what you learned. All right. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to call me or email me. I'm here to help out as much as possible. Your Sacramental accountability partners are here to help you as much as possible. So just let me know, and have a good day. God bless.